We're live. All right.
All right, we're live. Hello, people. Uh, I guess I should start with saying my name is Cameron, first name. But my online alias was Yukiola5, but now it's just Yuki. That's like a new channel, whole nother thing. Anyway, I'm here to interview Animatedjames.
Yeah, you are. How's it going?
Yeah, what's up?
Not
I've
much.
been a fan. Oh yeah, I've been a fan of your stuff for quite a while.
Oh,
I'm just a huge fan of animation, also in general too. So
oh, sweet.
yeah.
Already we have
Um,
something in common.
Yeah, that animation thing, isn't that cool?
Yeah, it's really cool.
Yeah. So I guess I should start with the first question because I have a list of questions and kind of go from there, kind
Hmm.
of give us a little bit of a guideline. Um,
Okay.
how did you get into animation?
Ah, yes. Classic question. Um, I just kind of it's my family really. They noticed I really enjoyed animation as a kid, and my dad is the one that got me my first animation software, Flash Professional 8.
Hmm.
And yeah, if it weren't for him doing that, I never would have, played around with it, practiced it, got as good as I am. He never really showed me how to do it, but I self-taught myself, and yeah, eventually I just like started making animations on the internet when I realized that people could do that. So yeah, mostly self-taught. Never really went to school for it though.
Yeah. Were you ever around during the like whole Newgrounds era of animation? Like,
Yeah, I mean,
yeah,
Newgrounds is still around, so I guess technically that era is still happening.
yeah, kind of overshadowed by YouTube too,
Well, yeah, but I don't know. I feel like if it still exists and it's still working and people are still going to it, then it's not really like dead. It
yeah.
might be overshadowed, but everything is overshadowed by something.
Yeah, it's definitely a good place to go if you ever want to look at animations, just specifically animate like Flash animations and stuff like that.
Yeah, and with YouTube's new guidelines, you can see animations on Newgrounds that you can't see on YouTube.
Yep,
Yeah.
that's true. All right, and then moving on to my next question, and this could be a big
Hmm.
one. Who inspires you, like fellow animators, people?
Ah. Uh, a lot of things inspire me right now. You mean like current inspirations?
Yeah, that works.
Yeah, sure. Yeah, a lot of inspirations. Mainly not so much animation on TV and in movies. It's mainly animation on the internet. Like Vivzy Pop, she's a huge inspiration on me. Um, just how much work she puts into her and into her visuals and how much she knows about it. Uh, and a bunch of other animators. Igor Aaron Hansen, the Game Grumps.
Yep.
And Vim Homeless. And a bunch of other. There is like this one. There is this like I have inspirations outside of animation too. Like speaking of Game Grumps, Danny from Game Grumps, like I'm inspired by his like kind of like he's a really funny guy. So I
Mhm.
sort of like listen to him and he makes me laugh. He inspires me to be humorous. But yeah, aside, yeah, it's mostly like people I meet on the internet that inspire me that are in my line of work, like Pika Petey. Um, I'm sure there's like other people I'm forgetting, but yeah, it's mainly like online animators and online artists.
Yeah, I know what you mean. Danny is like I love his kind of humor.
Right.
Yeah, and also just his singing voice is amazing too.
Oh, absolutely. His kind of humor is like, I think he called it like something like stupid smart or smart stupid, some kind of combination like that, where like he talks about stupid stuff, but he ends up having it make sense in the end. I like stuff like that.
Yeah, that's really good.
There's also this podcast called Double Toasted that I really enjoy, and I listened to them like back in 2008, so they're humorous inspirations on me too.
Awesome.
Yeah.
So did you ever want to take animation to a professional level?
Well, I technically already
Well,
have,
yeah.
considering I make money off of it. It's my living that I make animations literally for my living. So technically, I have made a professional career out of it.
Okay, let me rephrase it then.
You
Um,
mean take it to
studio.
TV?
Yeah, like you ever wanted to work for a studio or?
I don't know. Like I I just want to like make animations and share them with people. If that means if it turns out like my YouTube thing like stops and I don't have an outlet, then I'll seek another outlet, and that outlet might be a studio. Um, but for now, like what I'm doing right now seems to be working.
Yeah.
But still, it doesn't matter where I work as long as I am able to work on stuff.
Yeah. What are your feelings about the whole YouTube algorithm thing for independent animators on YouTube?
Um, I I understand that it has affected a lot of other animators. Um, when I found out about it, I sort of adjusted to it. Like I um, I started doing live streams, and that seems to have helped. Um, I started making like animations that are, I hate the term clickbait, but like animations that I kind of knew would get like, a few 100,000 views and such. Like recently I made a Rick and Morty thing
Oh
for
yeah,
that reason.
I
And
see.
because like I just really liked the idea of the mashup of the two shows. But yeah, I'm still able to like do what I'm doing, and I'm still able to live on my own and be independent, and make art and animation for a living. It hasn't really affected me that much, but I do acknowledge that like it's a problem for up and coming animators. And I don't know, I have my own method, but it is slightly unfair.
Yeah.
But there's not much I can do about it. I just kind of I'm not like in any position of power. I just kind of have to play the game, work in the system.
Yeah. One of my favorite animators, he created the web series called Tome.
Oh
Chris
yeah,
Nielsen.
Chris Kerber, yeah.
Yeah, yeah. I like what how he does. Like he has those big animation projects, but then he also does like the what are they, Kerblogs on the side
Yeah,
too.
yeah, he does like blogs like once a week, I think.
Yeah, and those are really nice to listen to,
Oh,
especially with the
absolutely,
background. Yeah.
absolutely.
So and then how long have you been animating?
Since like 2008, 2009. Like I can't remember if I was 13, 14 years old, but yeah, around
Dang.
that time.
Um, so where did you learn to animate? Like, were you self-taught? Did you
My
learn
bedroom,
from your bedroom? Right.
pretty much.
Yeah, I know that feeling. Learning Flash is quite the undertaking when you first start, but then kind of pick stuff
Oh yeah,
up. Like
yeah, exactly.
the 12 basic principles of animation from Disney. I had to learn all that.
Oh, what are they?
There's like squash and stretch,
Oh yeah.
arcs, stuff like that.
Okay, I know squash and stretch. I didn't know that was a Disney specific thing that like they identified.
Yeah, they like took because you know how they're crazy good with their animation. They
Of
created like
course.
a list of 12 things that every animator should follow, like kind
Right.
of. But it's basic stuff you can pick up. Um,
Yeah.
yeah, and so I'm sure we've already discussed a few of them, but like, what are your other favorite animators on YouTube?
Um, I have a hard time like thinking of other people on the spot. I guess I really do. I love the work of people like Spaz Kid and Vim Homeless and really the people that work on Super Planet Dolan.
Yeah,
They the original like classic animators like Oni NG, Psychic Pebbles.
yeah,
But yeah, they again, I take a little from like everyone.
yeah, and I'm sure you know Ed Gold. I mean, he was in
Oh
your
man,
your studio.
see, I knew I'd forget someone, and it was the most important, like inspirational person.
Yeah.
Yeah, sorry about that.
To me, like, yeah, Ed Gold, like, I didn't know, like, I didn't watch him when he was still here. But then when I got into animation and started looking through all the old stuff, it was like, Oh wow. And it's like, but even though he's gone, he still left behind this awesome legacy, you
Exactly.
know, with all this cool
Yeah,
stuff.
that, that's all an artist can hope for, really.
Yeah, and same goes with Monty Oum, the creator of Ruby. Um,
Oh yeah.
he passed away too.
I never knew who animated Ruby. I just knew that I liked that show.
Yeah, and then he passed away, and
Oh, that's
that
sad.
was tough. Yeah. So, um, and then what would you say are your favorite things to draw and or animate?
I'm a very like character centric animator. I do enjoy like designing characters and animating characters, particularly their facial expressions, but also just their movement, their like random comedic movements. You know?
Yeah,
Yeah.
definitely with like Ego Raptor and Spaz Kid, they definitely accentuate those kind of movements.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah. Um, yeah, that's cool. I've always wanted to learn how to do more like fight scenes
Oh yeah, yeah.
because I
Those
feel like
are those like take as much like choreographing skill as animating skill.
yeah, it's really cool though. Like I've seen some good ones come out.
Absolutely.
Like if you like the Smash music video from Starbomb,
Right.
like the end, yeah, that's like that blows my mind.
Yeah. Exactly.
Do you have any pointers for aspiring artists and or animators?
Um, in all honesty, I don't, because like I feel like I'm still like compared to professional animators and other animators on the internet. I always feel amateur. I never feel like I'm qualified to give advice on, well, really anything, let alone animation. But you know, I guess the with my experience, just I guess just don't be afraid to like animate what you want to animate, no matter like what other people say. Have the courage to do it, and have the intelligence to like improve upon your skill with every project you make. Start small and then grow to like bigger projects. My first animation was like a dog walking from the left of the screen to the right of the screen, and pretty soon I eventually animated like a bunch of hedgehogs and ponies fighting each other. So we all start places, and don't be afraid to suck.
Yeah,
Just accept the fact that you're gonna be bad, or at least maybe how you perceive bad to be. Just don't be afraid to be bad, and just know that everybody starts out bad.
yeah. Like I mean, if you look at Ego Raptor's awesome series when it first came out compared to like his new videos, it's like that jump is crazy.
Yeah, there's
Uh,
still like a really like almost like classic charm to like the original Metal Gear Awesome.
yeah. And I feel a lot of it is it has to do with practice for sure.
Oh yeah,
Um,
absolutely, of course,
yeah,
like
because you're
everything.
never gonna get better if you just like don't work on it. You
Oh, yeah,
know?
exactly. You have to. It has to be what you want to do. You can't do it for any other ulterior motive other than I like animating a lot.
Yeah, I say a big thing is you have to stay inspired. Uh,
Oh, absolutely.
whether it be like watching other people's animations or anime or whatever. It's
Yeah,
like
yeah. Don't lose that spark of
yeah,
insanity.
because I mean any creative person has probably fallen into the hole where they're like, oh, I don't want to do anything, and nothing I ever do works out, and but then you just gotta kind of overcome
Sure.
that.
Yeah, yeah, sure, absolutely. I enter that stage. Like maybe this will be inspiring to people, maybe it won't, maybe it'll just depress you guys, but like I enter that stage that he's talking about, like all the time, like at least once a week, and I don't know, it's around those times where I have to like stay away from the internet, otherwise I'll just be posting like really depressing tweets all the time, and so but like I eventually get out of it because I change my perspective. I realize that like I shouldn't be doing this for other people. I should be doing this, for me. And that might sound selfish, like, but you're you making something and then just keeping it to yourself, that would be selfish. But sharing it with other people, that's contributing. So, yeah,
Yeah,
another pointer would be like do it for you, but share it with other people,
yeah,
regardless of like who you do it for.
yeah. Because like if someone says they want to see this certain video and you just don't want to do that kind of video, like I remember back in the day, it was like everyone was like play a Minecraft game, play a Minecraft game. And they're like, let's players who
Hmm.
like I don't want to play that game, so I won't do it.
Yeah.
All right, and then real quick, just what is your favorite anime or cartoon
Uh,
shows?
I take it you're like more of an anime guy than a Western animation guy because you
Very
mentioned
much.
anime first.
Yeah, I do like
Yeah.
some Western stuff, but yeah, anime is where it's at.
I don't know. Like I don't know. I appreciate anime. I don't watch it that often, but then again, I don't watch a lot of like Western stuff anymore. Uh, a lot of what I watch is just stuff that like my friends ask me to watch. Like my friend recently asked me to watch JoJo's Adventure or something like
Yeah,
that.
JoJo's Bizarre
And
Adventure.
yeah, Bizarre Adventures. And I still haven't watched it, but like I'm waiting until like he comes over and we'll watch it together. It's a social thing for me to watch stuff that I haven't watched before. Um, but like I guess just to name a few animes that I like, Panty and Stocking would be one.
That's a good one.
Yeah, Black Lagoon. There's this one anime called Elemental Gallade that I don't know. I guess not a lot of people know about, but like look it up. It's a pretty good anime. It's yeah. I'm bad at naming stuff on the spot, but like
Yeah,
I appreciate anime like as different kind of animation.
yeah,
I Yeah, it's just as varied as Western anime, just as diverse as Western animation. So like I always like I love like when other people like are interested in anime. You know, I'm not so much like. Are you into like super violent animes?
it's I don't know if you'd say super. I like it's more shonen. Like I like the idea of telling a
What's
story
that mean?
long. It's like Dragon Ball Z, One Piece, Naruto.
Ah,
You know,
okay. Yeah,
like
yeah.
One Piece, I recently got into, and that's a long, long series. 755 episodes, still going.
Right.
Crazy.
I did give Naruto a try from like the very, very, very first episode, and the characters are just so obnoxious. Like, especially like Sakura. She's like the most
Yeah,
stereotypical female character.
she doesn't get any better
Naruto's
as the
just kind
series
of
goes
annoying.
on.
And I also watched Soul Eater,
Soul Eater,
and it does have that kind of Naruto Monkey J. Luffy character where they're just like that the blue haired guy.
yeah,
I forget his name,
Black
but like
Star.
yeah, Black Star. Yeah, yeah. He's that kind of character that I understand the purpose of having the really confident, obnoxious kid who wants to be like the very best that no one ever was, but like I just can't get into characters like that. I can't relate to characters like that. Maybe that says more about me, but still.
That works. I mean, I've seen uh your art style. It's kind of reminiscent of like uh anything by Hartman. I forget his first name. Like the
Oh
creator
yeah,
of,
Butch Hartman, the
but
creator of
yeah,
like
Fairly
Fairly Odd
Odd
Parents
Parents.
and Danny
That's
Phantom, and the lesser known and the short-lived Tough Puppy.
Tough Puppy. Yeah.
That went nowhere.
So yeah, I'm sure you like those kind of stuff as well.
Yeah, yeah. It's the art style I grew up with, but
Right.
I am capable of like doing like other art styles. So,
Yeah.
but this is the art style that I'm most used to, and it seems to be like one that people like. So, I'll continue doing it.
All right. And then moving to a more like channel per specific note,
Mm,
C students, like what
right.
inspired you to make a 20-minute pilot?
Really, I don't remember exactly what inspired me. I think I just wanted to make like a pilot of something, and at the time, like I was so uninspired and I just got out of high school, so I guess I just still had that kind of setting on my mind. And I guess like subconsciously, I just wanted to make like what I wanted my high school experience to be, but like was too much of a like insecure, introverted, like prudish, kind of obnoxious, like unlikable person in high school to do it. So I don't know. I just made an animation to reflect like what high school wanted to be in my mind, what I wanted high school to be in my mind. Um, but after that, like I just kind of realized that I kind of realized like my motivations behind it were very, I don't know, selfish and not really centered on the entertainment value, but more like the fantasy, like realistic fantasy value of it. And I wanted to do something a little more, I don't know, a little different, like not separating myself from like too much realism,
Right.
and yeah, I don't know. I just grew out of it, really.
Yeah. And now, with the actual like animating of it, because since it's a long project,
Yeah.
what were the difficulties that you had to face going through it?
I don't know. Flash crashes so all the time.
It does the crash. Yeah.
Yeah. There's a little bit of difficulty there, but not that much. Like I knew how to handle that. Uh,
Yeah.
yeah, not much difficulty. Just kind of yeah. I guess like a lot of difficulty, like with all that stuff. It involves like the people I worked with. Like not that they're bad people at all. If anything, like I was the one like who was constantly in the wrong because, I was constantly like uh, trying to get them to work with me. Um, and one of the voice actors quit. Another, and I keep running into this predicament where I have two uh, voice actors who are equally good, um, and I have to choose between one of them, and I can never do that.
Uh,
And I'm always afraid of like hurting the other's feelings. So, but that wasn't really a difficulty. That was more of an emotional like barricade that I had to get over. But yeah, it wasn't that difficult other than the standard, other than it taking 9 months to make. It just involved a
right.
lot of patience.
Yeah. That's the life of an animator. Always got to be
Sure.
patient.
Oh,
Um,
absolutely.
do you plan to continue at all, or are you moving on to other
Mm,
stuff?
do I plan on continuing to see students?
Yeah.
I kind of like stopped doing it like a year ago. Like I made like several announcements on it. I did like
Yeah.
several things, but like it seems to be like the thing that everybody enjoys. But like I don't know. I've kind of separated. I've just kind of detached myself from like what everybody else expects from me because I still have like my own vision for where I want my art to go, and I can't keep like listening to the opinions and the demands and the expectations of strangers, like because then like I'll just end up going crazier than I've already went, and I'll just get nothing done. Um, I've
Right.
already like been I've already like been really indecisive on what I want to make in the past, and I really do want to get out of that. And I'm glad people like it, but it's over and it's been over. Yeah,
Mhm. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, I get that. Now I'm gonna move on to one of my favorite things you've created because
Mhm.
it speaks to me as I'm sure it does a lot of people, and that's creative types.
Oh, sweet.
Like, yeah. So how did that come about?
Yeah. Well, it's weird. It start sometimes like stuff I make starts out as one thing and then becomes something completely different. It actually did start out as me wanting to make something similar to C students, but like more like in the future with these characters. But then I just kind of realized that would be really disingenuous considering all the stuff that I was going through at the time, and all the like the outbursts I've had on the internet and how emotionally unstable I've been, and I just wanted to kind of, because I'm better at communicating through what I do and what I make rather better than what I say. I'm really not the best talker at all, but I do know how to communicate, like get a message across, like with art and animation and music and stuff. So I wanted to sort of explain slash show people what goes through my mind, like on a pretty much on a daily basis, and like sort of the motivations that make me act the way I act, and I just wanted to show the less comedic side of me, because I've been hiding like the really sensitive part of me with this sort of snarky, sarcastic persona that I put on like all the time. Like I'm always like I was always super arrogant and always like really full of myself, and I would brag a lot, and it was really, not only was it annoying, but it was undeserved. It was unearned of me to act like that, especially when I was hiding like the true part of me, that like I was afraid, like if people know this part of me, then like people will hate me, like my friends will leave me, I'll have no friends, my family will disown me, all my subscribers would unsubscribe. I thought like my life would be over if I like you know let go of, if I stopped caring like how I was perceived. But I I just kind of realized like people want that. People want like artists to show like their true self, like regardless of what it is, because that's the inspiring part. So I decided to like scrap the idea of like making it like a C students type thing, and I still use the characters, but they're
Yeah.
different. They're also different characters. Like they have the same name, the same character design, but they're doing different things.
Right.
They're no longer in school. Like they all have jobs.
Mhm.
August, obviously, like being very, I kept with the whole theme of August being the most similar to me, and then the other characters were just people I either knew or people I've observed, and people who like I feel for, and I wanted to bring attention to, uh, like I especially like the type of character who like he or she has been like a really bad guy for most of their life, and then like they suddenly wake up and realize that they've been a bad guy, they've been a jerk, and they ask for forgiveness, they want to turn over a new leaf, but the world just doesn't let them, and they feel like it's too late. Basically, like, have you ever seen BoJack Horseman?
I've heard of it. I've never seen the show.
Oh yeah, but that's basically the premise. Like this
Okay.
washed up guy who like he's been kind of a jerk his entire life, and he wants to stop being a jerk, but he doesn't know how because of his own personal demons and his own expectations of himself and other people. And it's really complicated. You should watch it. It's a really funny show. But
All right.
it, yeah, it's that kind of character that kind of inspired uh, not just like creative types, but like my whole like transition from sort of a snarky personality to more sensitive, because the entire time I really was sensitive because I was hiding this part of me that I didn't want shown. And I don't know, I just and I wanted to show that in creative types, but I knew like no matter how detailed I made it, I wouldn't be able to articulate every little detail that goes on in my brain. But I also, but at the same time, like I sort of accepted that, and it was just like I just want this to be an entertaining, inspiring animation. And yeah, so I tried to make it the best I could.
Right. Yeah. As I said before, it speaks to me too. Because
Right.
as it would any creative person, there's a lot of obvious things. Like for instance, when Nicole was doing the music type thing, and her mom like look at the grades, and it's
Hmm.
like the grades shouldn't matter if you're following your dream. You know what I mean?
Well,
Uh,
yeah, but I do encourage people to look at things from like from the other person's perspective. Like, don't just look at it from Nicole's perspective. Think about her mom. Think about,
Right.
like, she had this child that she just wants her child to be safe. She just wants her child to be safe and secure. You know, and a lot of times, like, that comes before following their kid's true passion, but they do mean well. And
Yeah.
how, if your kid like came home with nothing but F's, and there was this one A in this elective that he chose, I don't know, maybe you'd be more of a more liberal about it. But, like, I guess I would be a bit more concerned. I would be concerned for her or him. I
Right.
just, parents want the best for their kid, but their kids just, sometimes they don't see it that way,
Yeah.
and for good reason.
But
But
then you
uh,
definitely have those parents that are like, oh, you have to get straight A's to be a doctor to live. Like some
sure.
of them are under the impression that like artists are starving and poor, and you know what I mean.
Well, I mean, they are, but like, but and hey, like, who wouldn't want to know how to be a doctor? Who wouldn't want to be a doctor or a police officer or a firefighter? Something important, something where you're doing something that, like, actually makes a difference. Like, what I do, that offers an escape from reality. But people like doctors and like nurses and teachers and, professions like that, they're working to make reality a better place. I'm
Right.
working to offer an escape from reality. The way I see it, like, what I do isn't that important compared to what they do. I'm basically a legal drug dealer. I offer an escape from, from the torments and, the reality of, because, some people need that escape. And,
Right.
I guess it's in huge demand, so it's my job. I continue doing it. I wouldn't want to, honestly, I wouldn't want to have it any other way. It's too late for me to really, like, turn my life around and, like, work to become like a doctor or a lawyer
Yeah.
or something. So I'm just going, I'm having fun. I'm going forward with it. But if I did have a kid, I would, keep the music and the stuff and the arts, the paintbrushes away for a little bit until they find it themselves. But I would work towards, like, trying to make them something significant, something that, like, where they have something important to contribute to society.
Right.
Yeah,
Uh, yeah. The way I kind of see it is like, if I don't know, you do the thing that makes you the most happy. That's like
sure.
your best way to having a successful, fulfilling life.
Yeah, yeah.
Uh, and
Yeah, happiness is like finding out what you enjoy doing it, constantly doing it, getting recognized for it.
right.
Yeah,
Yeah, and that can also bring me to another. You also create music. Uh,
sure,
yeah,
sure.
and I believe you use GarageBand, right?
Right.
Yeah. So how did you learn to do that kind of stuff?
Around the same time, I learned how to do Flash. I always had, I have a Mac, so I always had GarageBand on my computer, on my hard drive. So, and then, like, I realized, well, I'm gonna need audio for my animations, and I don't have the money to hire other people yet, so I could do it myself. I could learn to do it myself.
Right.
Yeah,
That makes sense.
right.
Um, and I think the last question I really have is, you're creating a new comic book.
Sure.
How does that differ? And like, I'm sure you're thrilled about the idea. And
Well, I'm thrilled about the idea, but, like, I'm waiting until, like, it's actually done, for other people to get on the band, jump on, and support it. But, like, and even if they don't want to, that's fine. I'll just, like, try to, up my game. But I don't know. It does differ from animation, obviously. It's it gives it, but it also gives me the opportunity to tell, like, a much more detailed, much more vivid, a longer story, more character-driven story, than really, like, any of my animations have allowed me to do, because I've never had enough time to like, really tell a story. And honestly, that's kind of what I want to do. Like, I have fun making parodies, but I love like writing stories and that have like really good characters um and yeah, with this, it's pretty much going to be that. I don't know. I don't want to reveal too much, but what did you want to know about it?
Um, yeah, just like I mean, I've seen some of the stuff you posted on DeviantArt about it.
Sure,
Um, like it seems to be a lot more detailed, you know, a lot
a little bit.
more, yeah, than like an animation would be, because
Yeah,
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 so
yeah. It does give me the because with animation you can't really be too detailed, otherwise it'll take like 5 years to make a minute. So with a comic book, you can you can make it look as good as you want it to in order to convey the story that you want to tell.
yeah. Have you ever like obviously these are going to be going online, kind of like a webcomic type of thing.
Yeah, sure.
Have you ever thought about making it like a printed book?
I would love to do that, but I wouldn't, because all right, here's the thing I noticed. You know the Sonic official Archie comics?
Yeah,
Yeah, yeah, you know they exist, but like
yeah,
those are printed books, and there's a website. I won't say where the website is, but there's a website that just has them all scanned and available to read for free. So that's my mentality with the internet, books and like stuff like that. Anyone can share anything for free. Movies, books, TV shows, just everything is now available for free.
mhm,
And instead of, I try to embrace that, but while still making money off of, because the only way to make money off of your art nowadays is to like form a community around it.
right.
And because there is no shortage of community and support on the internet, but it does take a while to form that community, I guess. So I just kind of rely on the people that like actually want, the people that want me to like keep making stuff. Not just the people that just want to consume what I make, but the people that consume what I make, enjoy what I make, don't want me to stop making it. Those are the people that as long as those people exist, like there will always be a way to like make money off of it. I won't have to print my book in order to like sell it. Uh, so like money wise, I'm fine on that regard, but I don't know. Like I do like the idea of like having like a physical copy of this comic book that I'm making, but at the same time, like the website I'll be posting on, like I'm designing the website with another friend of mine,
Right.
and it's the closest thing I have to it, so I don't mind it.
Right.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I don't mind like sharing stuff for free. I get ad
Yeah.
revenue. I'm not concerned with money.
Right.
Even if I have to live below the poverty level, like as long as I'm doing what I enjoy, as
Yes,
long as I'm
that's
like working towards my goal. My dad hears that and just like rolls his eyes because he's so obsessed with like are you famous yet? Are you making enough money? That's how I was raised to. So I have that in my head, so I'm constantly aware of that, but at the same time, like the artist part of me is like I don't really care about my brand. I just want to like share the art and the stories that I make with whoever cares about them. You know?
yeah. Uh, yeah, I definitely feel that. I always try to just do whatever I feel like doing, and if it makes me happy, it makes me happy.
Oh, absolutely.
Anything to get you out of that kind of like, you know, hole that we talked about
Sure.
earlier. So,
Yeah, sure.
yep. So I think that's really all I have to say.
Okay.
Ask. Is there anything else you want to talk about, or?
I don't know. I don't know. Like I don't know. We just kind of met. Like the only thing I really know
Yeah.
about you is that you're going to college for animation, right?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
yeah. I take it you're more into anime. Are you thinking of like uh getting to be like part of a studio that makes anime?
I've thought about it. I'm going to Full Sail University,
Yeah.
and a lot of people refer to that college. It's
Right.
becoming everywhere. Um,
Hmm.
And basically, with a computer animation degree, after that, I was planning on moving to California, kind of get hired by a studio there.
Okay.
Um, and from what I know, animators that get hired by studios actually do make pretty decent living.
Oh, sure.
Um, but and I've always wanted to travel to Japan. Like that would be
Wow.
so
Everybody wants to go to Japan.
yeah. If I had to say, if I did go to Japan and work for a studio there, I would want to work for Toei because they're the ones who create One Piece, and that's just like the greatest anime I've ever seen.
Yeah.
Um, but if I'm down here, it's like I would like to learn the ins and outs of studio work, and
Mm.
then kind of create my own animation studio eventually. Start from the bottom and then learn my ways up to the top.
Okay, cool. All right. As long as you know the steps, because you're far ahead of me. I don't even know the first thing about like working for a studio.
Yeah.
Really, like I am. I feel like I'm like part of like what people hate about YouTube famous people. Like you just kind of got lucky, and you haven't really had to work to get to where you are. All you did was make like one video that went viral, and now all of a sudden you're rich. But so like I try to keep that in mind, and I do support people who like go like the straight and narrow way, like you.
Yeah, I mean, I love YouTube. I would love to, do more stuff for YouTube, and I constantly work on animations that I hope would be good enough for YouTube. But then,
Oh yeah.
like on my channel, the things I do are I try to do animation primarily because I had an old Let's Play channel, and then I
Uh
was just
huh.
kind of like, Let's Plays are kind of dead. I'm not that funny, thinking on my feet. I like
Yeah.
scripted stuff.
Let's plays aren't dead for people who are already popular with them,
Yeah, yeah,
but
yeah.
for
I'm saying
everybody
like,
else,
if you're a nobody and you're not funny, then they're kind of But then I moved over to animation. I was like, all right, I'll do scripted videos. So I've done like top tens, reviews, stuff like that, fact videos. But I try to do animation as much as possible. I mean, I just got a Wacom Cintiq 13 HD,
mm,
and ooh,
sounds
ooh,
fancy.
yeah, it's the like it's actually got like the screen.
Oh, sweet.
Yeah.
Yeah, it looks way better than mine. Like mine is from like I'm still using the one that I got in like 2008. So
Oh,
it's like rusty and it barely works, but like it still works. But like
right.
you can see the aging on it. Um,
Yeah.
but yeah, I'm glad you're taking like your career goals like as seriously as you are.
Yeah. I don't want to be stuck working at my burger flipping job that I have now.
Sure, sure. Do you literally flip burgers, or is that like a metaphor? Oh
I
wow,
do.
really?
I do flip
Oh,
burgers. Yes, I do.
oh,
Um,
sweet. What, like one of the fast food chains?
it's Five Guys. Five Guys burgers
Oh,
and fries.
well, at least you work for like a place that makes great food,
Yeah,
in
it
my
is good.
opinion.
It's very good.
Yeah,
I mean, I've worked there for over a year, and
but
I'm still not tired of it. So,
yeah,
yeah,
yeah, they make great food, but I hope you get out of there.
yeah, yeah. Um, yeah. I think that's all I have to say.
All right.
So yeah. Any closing words? I guess.
Not really. Just I haven't been paying attention to the chat.
Yeah.
Um,
Could check that out. I tried to check it out earlier, but then it was like, it would have the volume almost got me.
yeah, yeah, exactly.
So I'm gonna try to get back on that and see if there's anything in chat I could check out. Uh, duh, duh, duh. Yeah, there it is.
Yeah, they say stupid stuff in the chat.
Shocker. Let's just mute it. There we go. No, I don't care about Donald.
They're not saying anything.
He says hashtag women's suffrage.
Like I said, they're not saying anything relevant. So, wait,
Yeah, well, there's one guy. I'm an actual
what?
fan.
Oh, that's nice. That's good
Yeah,
to know. Yeah, there are cool. There are cool people on the internet, just as much as there are like not cool people, you know. But either way,
I see a lot of people asking who I am.
yeah, uh,
White
yeah,
guy, give me love.
you're
All right.
Yuki. You have your own channel, and in fact, I'll post a link in the chat so that people can go to your channel.
Yay.
Let's see. Let's see
It's not the
where.
channel. I'm. Do I have a link to that?
Oh yeah, you sent me a link.
Oh, I
Like,
did.
yeah,
Yes, I did. Yeah,
yeah.
yeah.
So
Okay.
there's this channel right there.
Woo, woo, woo.
All right, sweet. So if that's it, I do thank you for like, you know, doing the interview.
Yeah, no, I thank you, man. That was like I didn't expect a reply so soon, and you know,
Yeah, honestly, I didn't expect like this interview to be as like different as it was. Like usually when I get interviewed, they ask the standard like you ask standard questions, but usually like all the interview questions are is like how did you get into the Brony fandom? You know,
yeah,
how did you get into animation? Can you animate my fanfic slash script slash whatever? But like you ask different questions, questions that were really I don't know, questions that sort of mattered a little bit more. So,
right.
I appreciate that.
No problem.
Yeah, and good luck with your animation in school and in your future job.
Yeah. Good luck with your upcoming projects in your comic book.
All right, thanks a lot.
Yeah.
All right,
All
I'll
right.
talk to you later, dude.
Yeah, man. See ya.
See ya.